So, we all chat with AI, right? We ask it questions and it spits back answers. But what if that's just scratching the surface? Today, we're going to look at a system called Ona and Sphere, and it's built on a totally different idea, using AI not just for talking, but for doing.
You know the drill. Most of our chats with AI are these little one-off interactions. You ask something, it answers, you copy, you paste, and then, poof, the context is gone. But what if you could give your AI a single goal, a mission, and it could actually see it through from start to finish? That's the really powerful idea we're diving into.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll break down what Ona is. That's your personal AI layer. Then, we'll get into the fun stuff, real-world missions you can run in your own life. After that, we'll see how it all scales up with something called Sphere, taking us from a setup in your home all the way to a full company. And finally, what this means for the future of getting things done.
Okay, first things first. What in the world is Ona? Well, it's a huge shift in thinking. We're moving way beyond simple prompts and into the world of complete mission execution.
The whole system is really made of two key parts. You've got Ona, which is your private, personal AI layer. Just think of it as your own secure little sandbox where the AI knows you, your context, and your private files. And then, sitting on top of that, you have Sphere. That's the governance layer. It's like the rule book that lets you safely work with other people, share things, and control who can do what.
So let's zoom in on that personal layer first. This is where you, as an individual, really interact with the system, and you do it through your dedicated lead agent whose name is Solin.
So who or what is Solin? Okay, don't think of Solin as just another chatbot. Think of Solin as your personal AI chief of staff. You give Solin the mission, and it becomes the project manager. It figures out your goal, breaks it down, and then coordinates a whole team of specialist agents, maybe a writer, a coder, a researcher, to actually get the job done.
And from your point of view, the whole process is incredibly simple. Step 1, you just give Solin a mission. Step 2, Solin does its thing behind the scenes, creating a plan and delegating all the tasks. And step 3, the Ona system underneath executes that plan, making sure everything is done safely and, checking in with you for approval when it needs to.
So what makes all this tick? Well, Ona isn't just one smart agent. It's a coordinator of many. It has persistent memory, which means it actually remembers your context from one mission to the next. It plugs right into the tools you already use, it keeps you in the driver's seat with approval steps, and, this part is huge, it's built with a local-first architecture. That means your data stays on your device by default. Privacy is baked in from the start.
Okay, that's the theory. But let's make this real. Let's look at some actual use cases. What can you really do with a system like this every day?
Well, for starters, think about your daily productivity. Instead of just telling your AI, remind me to work on that report, you could give it a mission. My goal today is to finish the Q3 report. Ona can then break that goal down into research tasks, start drafting sections, schedule focus time in your calendar, and even set up automated follow-ups. Now, if you're a creator of any kind, this is a total game changer. Imagine a mission like, create a video script about ancient Rome. Solin could send a research agent to find reliable sources, a writing agent to draft the script, and even another agent to whip up a few different social media posts to promote it. Your entire workflow, all streamlined.
And for developers, this gets incredibly powerful. You can assign a mission like, refactor this old piece of code, or find and squash the bug in this module. A specialist developer agent can jump on it, draft the tests, and even update the documentation, all while keeping the full context of your code base from one session to the next.
So, everything we've talked about so far has been about you, working on your own. But what happens when you want to bring other people into the mix? Well, that's where we scale up with Sphere. This is the layer that adds all the rules and makes collaboration safe. Think of Sphere as the security and management layer. It's what creates the trust boundaries you need for any kind of teamwork. It's the part of the system that understands different roles, like an admin, a guest, or a team member. And it enforces the rules, giving you a full audit trail, so you always know who did what and when.
And why is that so important? Well, because it lets you collaborate without creating total chaos. Sphere makes sure people only see and do what they're supposed to. It requires approvals for sensitive stuff, and it keeps a record of everything. And maybe most importantly, it keeps your private Ona data completely separate from any shared operations. Your stuff stays yours.
So when you put it all together, with Ona handling the execution and Sphere handling the governance, you get a system that can scale beautifully, all the way from personal use in your home to enterprise-wide use in a huge company. And what's really cool is how flexible it is to set up. For a family, you could host the whole thing on something as simple as a Raspberry Pi or an old PC. It's super low cost and gives you total, private control over your household's data. For a company, of course, you'd scale that up to cloud servers for serious reliability and much tighter governance.
So in a family, this could look like managing shared shopping lists or chore schedules, simple stuff like that. But it can get much more powerful. You could set up parent-managed controls for child-safe AI access, making sure the kids can't accidentally trigger sensitive smart home automations, with Sphere giving you a full log of who did what.
Now, in a company, the use cases just explode. We're talking about automating entire workflows that cross multiple teams, like support, sales, and product, all while enforcing super strict policies on who can touch shared files. This enables things like requiring a manager's approval before an AI agent is allowed to deploy new code to production.
So as we start to wrap this up, what does this all really mean for you? It really points to a future where AI is less of a passive know-it-all chatbot and more of an active, reliable partner that actually gets things done.
This right here is the core philosophy, and it's all about the journey. You start small, just automating your own personal tasks, then you can expand to your family, sharing things securely. And from there, using the very same principles, you can scale all the way up to an entire organization with really robust, auditable governance.
So I guess that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. If you had an intelligent system that could not only understand your goals but actually execute on them with the perfect memory and ironclad safety guardrails, what would be the very first mission you'd give it?